It is Wednesday, April 17th, 2019, and Bitcoin prices and the indicators are telling us that we ain't seen nothing yet. This is the 24 hours of Bitcoin. You can pause the video to read through this description or this disclaimer, or you can click on a link in the description down below. We're going to start off with the really long-term view of Bitcoin, and I want to reflect on the RSI here, where it is at about the 60 level. Now let's pull the chart back and go back to our last big downtrend and bottom formation, where here the RSI came up to about 60. It pulled back quite significantly with a real pullback in the prices. We are always in danger of this. And then prices went up much higher and the RSI crossed over the 71 level a number of times on this uptrend, over and over and over again. The RSI would come back to the 50 odd level and peak, spike up, and back to that same level and back up again. Now we've been down below it this whole time in this downtrend, all the way down here. We've been below that level. Really fantastic to see that correlation, especially now that we've just poked back above that level. So I am expecting that there's lots of room for this RSI to do a good spike up with prices, and I do eyeball $9,300 level. When we go on to the on-balance volume, this is really key for me, because look at the amazing on-balance volume that we've seen in the past, and really right now we haven't seen nothing yet. The great thing though is we're seeing an uptrend in this on-balance volume on the weekly view. And in the past, as we've come up to a big bull move, it's got a lot more volume to come into play than what we are seeing here so far. And so should prices be making these, it's going to go wild, and we'll watch this on-balance volume crack above these levels. And we know that we're on for some flight. Another reason that we are looking at for some big moves from this is because of the MACD crossover on the weekly. This is huge to have this kind of momentum going with the histograms positive like this. Of course, we got to go back into the history and see where's the last time it was under this low, crossed over, and had this kind of same pattern. What happened over the next months or the next year and a half? This continued to go higher and higher and higher. So now we're at this same spot again. We're at this fortunate opportunity where prices are at this level and looking like they're going to be blasting higher. We still have that risk of a pullback, and we have to be watching for those top formations. And what we're going to do is zoom in on prices here and take a look at Ethereum versus US dollar, Stellar versus US dollar, Litecoin versus US dollar, and this one actually has moved out more than the others have out of their bottom formations yet. And Bitcoin has pulled up a little bit more than the others now out of their bottom formations. But these are huge, really big bottom formations that we're setting up into right now. And so we are always at risk of that bottom formation giving out and this becoming a top formation, always. And there's a really specific, clear time for us to be watching for now. We have at least 3 higher lows here to keep this trend line active and aware. And if prices are breaking below that, especially if we see a coordinated price break below that with all 4 of these movements, then we know we've got to be quick and light of foot on these moments. So while prices are close to these trending lines, it is high alert for a break. So long as they are in those ranges, we are on high alert for a break. These are potential 1, 2, 3 top formations right on a uptrend line, and it wouldn't be long before the exponential moving averages would cross over. So we really have to pay attention to these as the price charts are near these levels. Now let's zoom in to our indicators on the 1 month view. So now we're getting closer up. And I'm wanting to take a look at what are the underlying forces telling us about these bottoms, about these different bottoms here. We're still seeing, looks like a negative divergence in the RSI, but a little bit of strength up in here. So nothing really definitive out of the RSI in the short term right now, although the longer term certainly gave us the bullish view. Let's zoom into the 1 month view using the on-balance volume, and this is kicked up a notch now. As we've had a couple some selling, this was deeper. You can see the it's just deeper. And this one, even though the price came down to the same level, the selling was not as strong. So overall, we're seeing buying overcome the selling, and being at a peak level like this, increasing on balance volume is really great for bulls like me. Now I'm going to zoom in and take a look at the MACD indicator, because this one was an important divergence that we've been watching for the last while, as it kind of like crossed over and said get out, and it was pulling back. Now we've had a crossover and a real turn to positive here over this last while we had the double bottoms here. Very key that it's staying above or near this central flat level, and turning up above that one now with positive histogram. So for me, everything is saying up from here. And then of course it's always, no matter where you are in the price charts, you've always got to be watching for those top formations and the break of any trend line that you're watching as prices are going along. And that about wraps it up here for today. I'm really bullish on this. I always want to keep my awareness of the potential for downside, but it's really not setting up right now from what I can see as a big downward break. So if there is a downward break, then I'm really keen to have done this video so that I can come back and see what was I thinking that was not correct. And that wraps it up for today. Good luck in all of your Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and all the other altcoin trading. These are great seasons. I think they're all going to be really rewarded well for just sitting on your cryptos right now. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you guys being here. All the new subscribers, everybody hitting the thumbs up. It's really awesome. I appreciate it. Cheers and good luck.